Video, you will hear me talking, Marcus Falkvist, your friendly AI guy. Also wearing hats. A new hat per episode. Let's see how many I have. So, my name is Marcus Falkvist and my background is in biomedical imaging engineering. I have had courses in data and signal analysis and computer vision in general. I am not at all a specialist or expert, but I have been working for 6 years in automotive and CCTV and been in related fields to it. I've been using ChatGPT 3.5 as we have here. I've been consuming news for quite some time about AI and machine learning, but only to find out that there is no real summary or easily digestible content out there, at least that I find. So I thought, why not create it? Here it is, the neural network. Welcome everyone. So let's start this first episode with just getting on the same page, right? The history. Speaking to the AI itself and also researching a bit, I can tell you that in the 1950s the modern AI research started with the electronic computers, right? You could have something specialized for chess or math. And this got some more spread in during the 60s and 70s. And you started having medical diagnosis and financial planning. But these are still narrow, weak or specialized AIs they are called. And they didn't get a widespread audience. And also at this time, you don't have a phone, you don't have a computer in most homes. It's not easily attainable, it's not easy to train, it's super expensive. Funding ceased, AI entered a cold age of 10 years roughly, between 80s and 90s. Then comes the 90s and we start getting much more advanced and cheaper and faster transistors. The rebirth of the AI field came. First emerged machine learning and neural networks. These were then again specialized, narrow and targeted for specific things. During the early 2010s at university, I started learning about the concept of edge detection, motion flow and facial recognition. Then started deep learning and NLP, natural language processing for translation of languages, and computer vision to even enable cars to drive themselves more or less. At the time we only thought the AGI, artificial general intelligence, would be something for the far distant future in the movies. Something happened in 2017 where the Google Brain team invented the BERT, bidirectional encoder representation from transformers. And transformers is something we're going to dive in a little bit more. It turned out that that was the last piece to enable almost perfect language translation, but it could also be generalized and used in other applications. Remember that. Okay, so let's see. What is this AI to start with? It's basically large fucking data sets with incredible amount of parameters to try to abstract it, right? Okay, so here Sebastian Bubek from Microsoft talks about the size of the models has been increasing per year. Here up until 2022 we have 17.5 billion parameters, but now just the last years it's been growing exponentially. You will see here he moves into the log domain, the further increase up until 530 billion parameters. And then something more interesting starts to happen, right? You can see it clearly in these images that they have prompted to the model. A portrait of a kangaroo wearing an orange hood. It starts without any text, and it starts to learn here around 3 billion, the concept of how you write it. It still requires an extra huge amount of data to make it exactly the way we want it. Right, okay. That is the data parts of it. To try to explain the transformers to you, I am going to use the example that Bubek uses here, where you have a machine learning concept, where you basically have a neuron network. So you see each of these layers are supposed to abstract something, and then together by convolution, or you can think of it in simple terms as multiplication between things, create other abstractions. So from the face, you start with edges. From edges together, you start to get curves or shapes or stuff like this, and then you get face parts, nose, features, blah, blah, blah. And then in the end, you get a face, right? So here, in this case, you can use a face and then get an output of that. But if you were to input let's say, a bird, then this would just not work at all. It wouldn't do what you want to. It wouldn't tell you that it's a bird, for example. How can you make it able to abstract a bird? Well, the concept of transformers comes into play. They can backpropagate the data. If they encounter something that is new, then they will backpropagate it to another layer that will handle this new data and make a new abstraction. So it could understand that this new shape is something else maybe it doesn't have a name for it yet, but in this case it would understand that it's a bird instead of a human coming through the network. Okay, when we start to understand transformers is something essential, but how come from transformers we can get a spark of general intelligence, as Sebastian Bubeck puts it? Well, here we don't know why or how, but when it happens. If you're thinking regulation parameters, right? This is the learning rate. So if it's too steep, if it's too fast, you will start to get a oscillation like here. That's not something you want for edge detection. Any specialized, weak, narrow-minded AI. That's bad news. But here, this is exactly what you want, because now the general intelligence in ChatGPT 4 is born. And we don't know why yet. Anyway, these are the basics to when the intelligence starts to emerge. Alright, you have started to see a lot of things now, right? AI used for everything, right? Most common concept, I guess, is for videos, images, avatars, whatever. Here you have some Barack Obama pictures and whatnot. You can start to look at the papers and the videos that are analyzing the use cases of ChatGPT 4, the more generalized AI, right? Here you have a network graph or map, the Marvel universe. Continuing on with Sebastian Bubeck again, the Sparks of AGI. I highly recommend this as well. You can see how much understanding it has and how much it can create through coding even. So creating a game here with a good enough prompt is also possible. GPT-4 can also use tools to make it even stronger, even better, even more improved. So here it uses Stable Diffusion, this tool, original sketch. Well, the human would think, you need to add 14 to go from 92 to 106. Change of the 2 here to 4 should do the trick, right? Okay, but let's see what happens. Actually gives the wrong answer altogether. Yeah, this is something that's still not in place for our general intelligence, as Sebastian put it at least. Listen to a podcast. It is on Spotify. It's unfortunately a Swedish podcast. I'm sorry about that. Also this one with Sam Altman from Lex Friedman. Also interesting, where they talk about the future of GPT-4 and OpenAI and the implications that are going on right now. And in these talks, I thought it was quite a good saying. This emergence of AGI will have as a big of an effect to society as the wheel that got electricity, or industrial revolution, or computers, or as Steve Jobs put it, when we got the iPhone, that was as a bicycle for the brain. Now AGI will be as a space. But we have to remember that we always need to be in the loop. We still need to feed problems, feed ideas, feed the system with whatever we want to create. And that's hopefully how it will stay for quite some time. The final part of the video, I want to make a shout out to Magical AI, a great tool that helps you write literally anything in Chrome. It's an extension that you can get. And the links is down below in the description, together with all the other links of the material that I've been using. Also, this website, summarize.tech, I prepared here. Take a YouTube URL, put it here, and it will give you a summary very neatly. Amazing. And last but not least, I would highly recommend you to start using at least GPT 3.5 that I'm using. It's for free. The link is also down below. It's simply as chat OpenAI. You can see it as your super assistant. It will literally help you with anything that is still inside a computer. But I mean, you used your computer, but your phone every day. I have it on my phone too. And you can use it for coding, writing, bounce ideas with, or research into a topic, improve any sort of text, image or video. Yeah, I mean, endless possibilities. Just try it. I highly recommend you, because this prompt engineering that I call it, like how you write, how you talk to it, how you should structure it, it will only become easier. But if you're an early adopter and you start doing it now, I mean, you will understand more and you will have using it in it. And also, but I am doing this podcast to learn, and I want to learn with you. And to learn with you, I need some of your great ideas. So please give me some thoughts or themes, just as here my friends have done. The link to this Google Docs is down below, where you have the themes that I've suggested so far. But otherwise, just write them down below and discuss, comment, and please give all your honest feedback to the show, so I can make future improvements. Except editing, I know I need to make it up. Yeah. Anyway, like, subscribe, and check in for the next episode. Anicca, equanimity. some final words that needs to be said about this amazing video editing app that I've been used to generate this very video. Pictory. Please check down my referral link down below and give it a free trial. I highly recommend it. I just bought my subscription.